Hello everyone. Um, what day? It was Sunday now, Sunday 14th now. Yeah, so it was the protest yesterday in London, and my gut was wrong, which is a good thing. So I'm kind of happy. I'm not sad that I didn't go as much as I'd like to have gone, because I stood by what my wife wished and what my gut was telling me, but it was wrong, which is good. I'm glad because everything went really well yesterday. It went down the route that I really wanted it to go down, and there was no incidents. I mean, the news are trying to blow up that there's 26 officers got injured. I mean, some of the first posts that went viral this morning were, the Metropolitan Police, or sorry, it was even yesterday evening, they were trying to let everyone know that police officers have broken noses or could be broken noses, broken teeth and stuff. And I watched it live and I saw how brutal some of the coppers were, trying to blockade and stop the protesters getting into Whitehall. I think it was where they were all meant to gather. They put sort of police blockades up so that all the protesters can get through. And I think they kind of busted through the police, which, you know, I know they were blockading them in, but it just shows that people have just had enough. And there was no violence though; they just pushed through the barrier and straight up the. I think what one of the cameramen called with the death sticks were out. The police had the death sticks out. Um, because like they were ready to they got very aggressive. I think they weren't expecting them to push through, so they had to get their aggression up, and then the next minute, like stormtroopers, they were getting escorted in full armored gear. And yeah, there were some nasty words being thrown at them, and they had beer thrown at them. I mean, come on, what, the protest should be peaceful. What are these idiots doing? But if they say, if the numbers are right, I think they're saying 3 million, but I don't think it was 3 million there. Um, there was certainly more than 500,000, I would say. It could be a million. They're saying 150 on the news, the media. Um, but I think there was more than 500,000 there, definitely. So you're going to get a few bad ones, aren't you? But for what, 26 police officers injured and 25 arrests, with over 500,000 protesters there. I think that was a very, very big success, um, compared to the Notting Hill carnival event where I think there was like over 450 arrests, and it was like sexual assault, violence, assault, illegal weapons. Um, that's bad. And the fact that when that happened, all the people that were in them streets had to border up their gardens and houses so they didn't get trashed. I mean, that just says a lot. You had 500,000 people walking through the streets of London, and all the news can say is 25 arrests and 26 officers injured. I mean, just look at the comparison between the two sides now. So yeah, I'm gutted in a way that I didn't get to go. But I'm so glad that no one got hurt. I know the police have been injured, but I mean, I'm sure they're going to be all right. They're not going to be that but bad, their injuries. They said broken nose, suspected broken nose. So I don't know if that's been verified or not yet, but I doubt it. They had full on riot gear on. I don't think anyone got as injured as possible. And I can imagine that some of those injuries were from themselves stumbling around because they did look slightly unorganized in some places. Um, so you just don't know how much of those injuries were self-inflicted or accidental. They're just putting them out there to make it look bad for the people that were there just to peacefully protest. The protest itself, I watched the whole thing live. I like to see it all live. I think the stand was great. I think Elon Musk said a few controversial things which I didn't agree with. It was good to see him supporting this, though. I mean, that is massive. I mean, without him, we wouldn't have anything like this because he's allowing freedom of speech, um, which is good, but it's also very conflicting on X. You've got to be careful when you go down the rabbit hole of X because you just can't believe everything you see first thing. You have to start doing your research nowadays, which I've been doing a lot of. I'm learning a lot, I've been corrected a lot, and it's helping me out a lot. Um, they did some respect for Charlie Kirk, did minute silence, which I thought was fantastic. Uh, I think there's a few noises, and then it just went really quiet. And then they had the bagpipes after it. I thought that was just a brilliant idea. If he's looking down, he'd be proud of what happened yesterday. Um, I mean, I'm proud. I'm proud of the whole thing. I know there's got to be people that maybe see me one day and be like, "Oh my God, it's Ada! I can't believe he's thinking this." But you know, it just couldn't have gone any better. I don't think it could have been no arrests and that. But I genuinely think that the police are in there not just to um, stop and control people, but I do think they're there to push about because you watch them police. There's good police and there's bad police. I just feel like there's more bad police nowadays. Um, but I do think they were there to support us. There's a little kid going high fiving them all. I thought that was really cute. I just think it was a really good day, and so the next time I've told my wife I will be going. I do feel safe. I think it's safe, and I think I would take my family down with me as well. I'll probably make it like a family event. I'm going to see if my dad wants to go, my mum wants to go. Um, I'd love to get down there with my family and support our sort of thoughts. I want freedom for my family and my daughter, and I think we've got to fight. I think my dad and my mum are now realizing that sitting at home and just voting in the ballot box, every 4 years for a government to say they're going to help us when they just help themselves. I think they're realizing that we need to get out of these houses and get down there and show our support. So, future um, peaceful protests, I will be taking my family. I'm definitely gonna. Once the date's set, I'll be going with my family now. I think that'll be really good. I think it'll be a nice day out. It was, yeah, I just think it went really well. I'm really happy. I feel so much down now because I was really worried people were going to get injured and there was going to be things that were planned, and it just went so smoothly. Oh, the hacker, that was it. I wanted to talk about the hacker. I think the ripping of the flags went a bit too far. I know some people may see this and be like, no, it didn't. Um, I don't know much, but I don't think ripping up flags is a good idea because you kind of just trying to create a divide. I don't want us to create a divide. I'd rather do what Charlie did, which is what he always tried to do, and that's just to sit down and talk. I think when you start ripping things up like that, you're creating anger and aggression, and that's not what you want to do. You want to sit people down and just have a open heart debate. I know it was a protest. I know it was there to set a point and an example. I just think that was a bit unnecessary. The hacker itself, I thought was great. The song was great. The people that were on stage was fantastic. Young Bob and Carl Benjamin and oh man, the MP, I've forgotten his name. It was Andrew Bridgen. Sorry, I always forget his name, but I think he's fantastic. He did a lot over the vaccines and he caught my eye big time. He was the only Conservative that was stood up fighting for this country. And then that Canadian guy, Billboard, something, they didn't get to speak at the end, which was really gutted about. I could see young Bob really was gutted. Carl as well. Hopefully the next event they'll have that extra little bit of time and they'll give time spots because I do videos online and I like them to be 5 minutes and they always end up being 50 minutes long. We like having a chat. That's why these people do that. Eventually, I'd love to have a voice like that so that I can try and get through to people and help them. Uh, they have better videoing skills. I know that, they're a lot more well spoken. They read books. I'm reading books. I'm trying to get more intelligent on the things that I believe in. I'm also trying to look at the things that I'm told to believe in and question it as well as my own beliefs. But me personally, I'm getting closer to God at the moment. I'm learning Christianity. That's my main path at the moment. Is obviously trying to find my place in this world, because I am happy, but I am struggling as a self-employed person. It's not easy, especially now. Not a lot of people want to buy things because of money. So I can't. I wanted to sell things, make things, and sell things, and unfortunately, they're not selling. Um, so that's tough, but as well, I'm trying to educate myself with my beliefs now. I am a true Christian, and God is definitely a part of us all. We are all children of God, and He's put us all here. Every one of us, or every individual one of us, is here for a reason. Whether it be your kids, your future generations, we're here to do something to bring good into this world. And right now, and for years, in fact, for years, I've wanted to go to church because I knew that the world was a dark place, and I knew it went dark in 2020. And I just didn't have the courage to walk in to the doors of a church because I was embarrassed, I was nervous, I was scared, I didn't know what to expect, I didn't know what to do. I don't really, I've never read the Bible, I just didn't know how I was going to follow through with what I wanted. And so I never did. But eventually, a friend of mine, well, he is a friend now, but originally we just spoke in the playground. Literally, we just walked past each other, and we've done it for years because his kids are going to the school my daughter is. So my daughter's in year 6 now. So 7 years I've been walking past him. Lovely guy, and he's helped enlighten me and help me out with the church. And I was doing some work in the mausoleum next to it, and I went in to turn the electric on, and he said, "Oh, are you having a brew?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know, I haven't got any money." He was like, "Oh no, don't be stupid. I'll give you one." So they do cups of tea for donations to help the church. Anyway, we had a chat, and he saw my views on the vaccine, and I said I was lonely, I was lost. Everyone was against me. It was weird. I saw my friends and family turn against me, and he said, "You need to come in here, and you need to seek God because you'll never feel like you're on your own." And I did, and I always questioned my beliefs with God. I always challenged it. I couldn't understand why people would look into God, and I've never been happier. Going into church is so easy for me. It wasn't at the start, and I'll explain, but going to church now, it sets me up for the week ahead. I never feel lost. I feel like I felt a little lost at the end of last week because of what happened to Charlie. I never thought I'd react the way that I did over his assassination. It really hit me hard, I think, because I've got my little girl and my wife, and I'm so close to them. And I don't know how I could be if anything happened to Sheree, and she feels the same if anything happened to me. I think that's why she was so worried about me going to the protest yesterday. And now I don't fear death. I would have gone 100% if I didn't have a wife or kid. Um, I think the only worry I had, the gut, was Roshan and Sheree being on their own when I feel like there was something guaranteed on the day. But I was wrong, which is great now. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay for your gut to warn you and follow your gut instinct and it be wrong. Because if it's wrong, then it's a good thing because whatever you were worried about didn't happen. And that means that nothing bad happened in a way, if that makes sense. So I will be going to protest in the future. Where am I going though? Because I have God. I think He's with us all. The way I see it is when you feel there's karma in the world, but good karma, so you do good things and good things happen to you, and everything leads you down a path that gets you to the point in your life where you're happy. If you're watching this now and you're not happy, that is the perfect time to go to church and look into Christianity. That's the religion I follow, and look to God because everything seems easier. And I've learned a psalm. It's Psalm 23, and it's good because when I'm scared or I'm lost or lonely or I don't know what to do, I say it to myself. Um, it's I don't know it fully, so it'll be a bit slow now, but I normally get it on my phone and go through it really quickly and read it. But it's the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pasture. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He, he leadeth me down the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. He prepareth a table before me in the presence of thy enemy. He, he, sorry, I've lost it now. I'm starting to get nervous, but it's like he anointeth oil my head, my cupeth overflow. And then I can't remember the last couple of verses. Sorry, it'll probably seem broken to you, but when you're reading it, it really does help. And one thing do you know what? I'm going to read it properly. I'm going to read it properly. Give me 1 second. There we go. Let me just get on. Okay, Bible Gateway content unavailable at the moment. I'm not quite sure why it's unavailable. I'm sorry about this. I'm doing this very quick. That's right. It's because it's put 4 on. There we go. The Lord is. Okay, so this is a slightly different one to me. Mine's a bit more old school, the one I did. But the Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you're with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflow. Surely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I just think that it's brilliant because one thing that I realised is the closer to God, Jesus Christ, that I got, and the more I started to understand it and read the Bible, a lot of dark things started to happen to me. There was things that were trying to stop me going to church, like laziness. I couldn't get out of bed. I was lying in a lot more, even though I was having early nights. I lost the will a little bit to do the things that I knew I had to do. And it's hard for me because that's in me anyway. And it was really strong. And one night, for some reason, I woke up with goosebumps and a cold sweat and felt this dark entity near me. And I don't know where it was, but I felt its presence looking at me. And I I knew the psalm. I'd read it before bed, and I just said it in my mind, like in my head, sorry, and I all my goosebumps and everything just went away, and everything felt great, and I managed to just relax. And I don't know how it was so powerful, and I can't explain it until it happens to you. But that feeling of no fear, just there's no fear. I did not fear anything. I felt like I could walk into the middle of nowhere, miles away from anyone, and be safe. It felt that powerful. And I can't explain it the way I felt it, but it worked. Like I'm getting goosebumps because I know how much it worked. But you'll only really fully get that if you truly find God, and I feel like I have. He's definitely here. He's very close to me. Feel his presence more than I ever have. I know he's always been watching me, and I know that he led me down the paths that I've been on to get me to where I am now in my life. So I have full faith in him. I know he's looking after me. I know he's looking after my family because I've had so many good things happen already this year when we started the year off terribly. Um, I think that what happened to Charlie Kirk was horrible. I really do. But something really powerful's awakened, and I haven't been as close to God, but I'm close to him this year and more so now, especially after yesterday, because I feel like my prayers have been answered, but no bad things happened. I prayed for everyone yesterday. I do prayer. I never thought I'd ever say that, but I do prayer, and I'm not saying I pray for myself or anything. It's always for others, and it's always for things, not greed. You know, you cannot be greedy. People want to just pray so that they can have an easy day at work. It doesn't I don't think that's right. I think that's wrong. I think you're just using him, and that's just. I feel like kind of being on the line of a sinner. We've all sinned. I've sinned. I've done things in my life that I am not happy with. Um, I don't know if he's forgiven me for them or not. Um, but I know that I know he knows that I'm genuine and I'm here to do right in the world. And for me, trying to get people to come, sorry, there's a little fruit fly flying around then. I think he's trying to help me get more grounded and calm so that I can go on a path to debate with people as well. I think that's why I started doing videos last year. It's nearly been a year since I started doing the odd videos, and I think it's going well for me. I'm not expecting as many subscribers as most of these guys do, but if I can get my information on the internet in the way that I feel and it changes a few lives, maybe someone's path, someone who hasn't met me, or sorry, my camera keeps going blurry. I feel like someone could be having a bad day, and if they're just scrolling on the internet and they stumble across one of my videos and it helps them maybe find God or even just bring peace to them because they know they're not on their own, um, then I've changed another life. If someone stops doing drugs or gets out of debt because of some of the videos that I have put up and it helps them, then I've helped someone get on the path that God wants them to be on, whether they go to church or not. If they get back onto the path of good and they see what's going on in the world, then I feel like I've done my thing. And from now on, I want to thank Charlie Kirk for it because he's the one that really got me doing the things that I'm doing now. As much as people like to, you know, debate on him, he's good, he's bad, he's evil, and all that. I genuinely think he was a good man. He found peace in everyone. In most of his debates, it was always the opponent or the person debating him that was aggressive or hatred when they said that he is spreading hate. I don't think he was spreading hate at all. I think the man was full of love, and he genuinely wanted people to change their outcome on life and see the world for what it is, and it's so beautiful. I mean, I'm going to the lakes. I don't know when I'm next going. I might go tomorrow because the lakes for me is my heaven. That's my place where I like to go and walk. And the rain is the best for me. When I'm in my raincoat and my waterproofs and my boots and I'm walking through lakes and puddles and it's just chucking it down, I am in heaven. That's my happy place, which is probably people's worst place to be. But I love the sound of the rain in the trees on my back, the coldness. I love it. And I just feel like I'm part of Earth, of the world we've been given. You know, that's why I live out on a country road in the middle of nowhere because I don't like cities. I don't like the noise, the pollution. The the anger, the aggression, the depression, the stress, the anxiety. I don't like that. It's too much for me. Whereas if I'm on a mountain and I'm just looking around and there's no one, it's just blue skies or grey skies and rain and wind. Oh, fuck, I love it. Um, so yeah, I just hope that someone sees these videos one day and it really brings you down to earth. We've been given a life, and I think Charlie's just given everyone a second life by sacrificing himself. Um, he may not have known it, but he became a martyr, and he has lost his life, but he's awoken so many by what he's done, and it'll vibrate for you. It'll just go into the future. It'll go on forever. His legacy, it's always gonna be there. He's like the Jesus of our time. I genuinely think that, and I think what's happened has really awakened people. And I've seen even people on the left that hated him have come over to his side because they've seen how much evil is in the side that they're on. So we are on the path of righteousness. We are going through the valley, the valley of the shadow of death. Um, yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. We're in there now and we're walking through it. We just need to get away from the fear and remember that fear is our enemy. It's what divides us. If there's fear put in the minds on both sides, it can be used against us. We can't feed off that. We need to get back down to earth, positive, and remember that we are all the same. We all love each other deep down. When we were young, when we were 4 years old, or 3 or 2, we would all love each other. You know, it's just our paths have changed, but eventually our paths will come back to one, and we'll all flow in the right direction. And I'm hoping it's the direction of good. I think it is. I know it is. So, yeah, bit of a strange one, maybe from me today. I opened up a little bit there, but yeah, I hope this helps you in some way. But I'm just grateful that everyone was being watched over on yesterday, and it was a really good outcome. It really was. I'm so proud. England is a great nation, and everyone should be proud of everything this country's done. We've done bad things, but those bad things led us to where we are. All nations have done bad things, not just us. All people have done bad things. But Jesus sacrificed himself for our sins. We just need to learn not to sin. And the world will be such a cracking place. It really will. No wars and just peace. Anyway, take care, everyone. Speak soon.